First of all, thank you. Thank you for being here after a long day of work, and I'm honored that you all came to listen to me. One thing I would like to say is that usually this happens after I speak, not before I speak. So thank you for doing this. Stuart already gave a little bit of my professional background. One thing that maybe said it, maybe not, but I was born in Italy, originally Rome, and then I moved west, lived in Portugal for a while, then moved west again, lived in Washington, D.C., then west in California. If I move west again, maybe I'll end up in Japan, but for now I'm staying in California. So you will see on the title that I am responsible for collaboration, but Atlassian is a collaboration company. So what is different is that I'm responsible for collaboration products for every teams, not just product or technical teams. And that's why the products that I'm responsible for are Confluence and Hipchat. They're used not only by software teams, but also from other functions in the company. They're used by millions and millions of people.
Sorry, Bernardo?
Yes. Move over here.
Oh, okay. Sure. That might, well, that might work better. Thank you.
Every day, there are 9 million users of Confluence that are active. That's a big number around the world. That means there are tens of millions of Confluence users. Tens of millions, and 9 million every day use Confluence. With Hipchat, we actually passed 3 billion messages sent. 3 billion, that's a lot. And in case you don't know what this means holy shit. It's a big number. Since we launched video in Hipchat, we had more than 10 million minutes of video calls. And so if 2 people got into a video call for 10 million minutes, it will last for 19 years. Right? So that is the scale from April when we launched video in Hipchat. And in Hipchat, more than 20 million files have been shared. 20 million. Almost 1 file for every kangaroo in Australia. For Confluence, there are more than 500 add-ons. Many of them you know already, maybe you use them yourself. And we keep on delivering now more and more features for one reason. We want to give you and your teams more time. More time to create and less time to learn how to use software or to use our software, right? So let's see how this works. In one day of work, you have time when you actually do work, you create things. And this is overhead. It's the cost of doing things. This could be normal overhead, a good meeting, or going to the bathroom, or talking to a colleague, or bad overhead. When you have to touch too many things or click too many times to get something done with software, okay? And that is a cost that we want to reduce so that we can give you more time, right? But the day doesn't look like that. A day looks like this. This is where you create, where you work, and then there are small slices of time when you need to use software that takes longer than it should. And we want to reduce that time so that you can create more great work. That is our mission. Let's start with Hipchat. So Hipchat is a group chat that also has video, file, and screen sharing. It connects people, and not just people, but also people with software and people even with robots. It's a great connection point in real time. Sometimes even drones. What is interesting about Hipchat? One-to-one conversation, very, very basic, but also rooms where you can focus conversations. And it's so much better to have conversations about a topic in a room instead of email. It saves so much time because that room is accessible by everyone at any time, right? Instead of being stuck in an email client. You can you can share files very, very easily. You can use it from everywhere, many, many clients, from the web to mobile clients to desktop clients, and it integrates with different software. So that different software sends notification into Hipchat. So that you don't have to go into the software to see what is going on. You see it all in one place. So what do we do in the last 12 months? We introduced video so that you don't have to use other software to use video and then go back to Hipchat. Now it's all built in within Hipchat. We launched the server version of Hipchat. Okay, it is available now. And all the features of Hipchat are available in the server version. You can use all the apps, iOS and Android, with the server version. And when we launch, it will have directory support. So it syncs with your company directory automatically. It's available right now, and you can download it for free because it's in beta. And last, we made it free. So before Hipchat was free for only 5 users, and then you had to pay afterwards. And instead now, it's free for unlimited users. And the only premium version is where you get unlimited files for storage and sharing, unlimited search and history for all messages, and audio and video and screen sharing. And all of that for only $2, okay? Which is less than a cup of coffee in the United States. So let's see what's coming up now for Hipchat. First of all, we are taking, again, time away. Right? So the integrations that we had with our products were okay, and now we've made them much, much better. For example, with Confluence and Bitbucket, it's much easier to set them up, and it is now much easier to read the notifications that come into Hipchat from Confluence and Bitbucket, so that you can act on them quicker, right? Again, reducing that time cost that I talked about before. That is an example for Confluence, and this is an example for Bitbucket. We also connected it to the Atlassian Connect framework, so you can build your own integrations for Hipchat, for your own software, for your own apps. We also realized that our native desktop clients needed to be refreshed. And so we launched a brand new Mac client that has many small improvements that reduce the time it takes you to do things. Small details that all add up to save time. For example, now it's easy to see the rooms that you belong to and the people that you talk to. Before they were all mixed, so it was very difficult to find the room or the person that you were looking for. You can also mention someone, and that person is going to receive a notification. But you didn't know what their name was before, or their actual mention name. And instead now, when you start typing, it suggests the names that you're typing. So it's much faster to refer to a person directly. And it's also much easier now to start a conversation with someone. You just type in your name and you start a conversation. These are all small details that we put in order to make your experience much faster. if you save a few seconds in every interaction, it adds up to minutes, hours, and days throughout the year in time that you can use toward creation. It is available in all clients, in Android, iOS, Windows, and Mac, and Linux. This is the only chat service that is actually available in all of these platforms. We also just released a new iOS client. It's really, really beautiful. There's a very small video that now we'll talk about what it's about.
Hipchat lets you keep up with your team even when you're away from your desk. We've built a fantastic new app for iPhone and iPad to make you more productive when you're on the go. Hipchat starts up much faster so you can get right down to business. And we've redesigned the app to put more information on the screen, make conversations easier to read, and make it faster to navigate between conversations. Taking advantage of the great new features in iOS 8, it's now super easy to share things from your phone, like files, photos, and links. Hipchat displays all your open conversations for quick access when sharing. You can use Hipchat to share any content from any app on your phone with any room or teammate. And of course, the same works in reverse. You can share any of the files you receive in Hipchat with other apps on your phone. Now you can be even more efficient in Hipchat thanks to our new interactive notifications. When you get a notification from another teammate or chat room, you can pull it down to read the whole message and take action directly from there. Just click the pencil icon to type a reply. Or quick reply with a thumbs up, thumbs down, okay, or question mark. We've also added Hipchat to your lock screen with direct access to the most recently active rooms so you can jump straight to the most important conversations. Welcome to the new Hipchat for iPhone and iPad. More responsive, more beautiful, and more connected so you can get work done faster, wherever you are.
So this is the new iOS 8 app. It came out about 2 weeks ago. It's available right now. One of the things that she said is that it's much faster. And if you did not use the iOS app before, we will show you how much faster it is. You just repeated what I said. Okay. So this is a comparison of the old Hipchat app, and this is the new Hipchat app. And this is the time it takes to load a room after you launch it from your phone. That's done. That's the new one, in 3.5 seconds. This is the old one. Loading, 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 17 seconds. So the new app is 4 times faster than the old app, right? It's great. It's all about giving you much more time to do great things instead of waiting for apps. So the server is available today. The Mac client is available today. The iOS 8, this is wrong. It's out now. Bitbucket, it's out now. Confluence is coming soon. And in January 2015, we're releasing the version of server. It's going to be available with all the features and directory support. Now let's talk about Confluence. Who uses Confluence?
Who doesn't use Confluence?
Wait, you don't use Confluence? So Confluence is used by different people and different teams for different purposes. That's the beauty of the flexibility of Confluence. The way we call it, the way we say it is a place where you create, collaborate, and act on content, right? Some places you only create content, you cannot collaborate. And in some other places you can collaborate on content, but you don't create it, or maybe you cannot act on it. The beauty of Confluence is you can do all of them. That's why it's used for software teams, for product teams, for IT, for marketing, for all kind of functions. So in the last 12 months, we released Agile Planning, Confluence Questions, and Data Center. And I'll talk a little bit more about this. Oh, now it's working? Okay. On the Agile Planning side, we basically made it much easier for Confluence to work with Jira, so that when you manage projects in Jira using the Agile methodology, now you can use Confluence for the requirements to track progress and overall traceability for all the projects that are in Jira. So a much better integration between Confluence and Jira. Confluence questions. Who uses Confluence questions? Okay, you must try it. It's really cool. We use it all the time at Atlassian. It's a way to basically ask a question and everyone can contribute to the answer of that question. A centralized place in the company where people can help themselves with questions about anything. So we launched it in April. We already have more than 450 organizations that are using it. And these are some of the organizations that are using it today, right? So really big names, together with, of course, smaller companies. This is great for any size of company, because many of the knowledge in every company is stuck in our minds, or is stuck in a document, or is stuck in email. And instead now you democratize this knowledge, and you make it available to everyone in a very simple question and answer format. And the third is data center. Who thinks Confluence should be faster? Yeah, come on, it's okay. You can raise your hands, right? And so data center is great, and especially for larger implementations. And what it does, first of all, it increases the availability of Confluence, because you don't have to take it down whenever you add nodes or you do upgrades. It's much more reliable. Instant scalability. Again, you can add nodes with no downtime maintenance necessary. And also, it even increases performance. And this is a graph of the performance increase when you add different nodes. So it actually increases the response time and the performance. And what you can do, you can actually dedicate different nodes for different functions. So you might have one node just for your regular Confluence documentation, and then you can have another node, let's say, to run reports that can be very CPU intensive. And so you do not want to slow down everything in Confluence because someone is running a report. So you can dedicate different machines for different tasks so that everything is fast all the time. What are we going to do now in Confluence? We're going to deploy even more capabilities to make it even faster for everyone to work. First of all, roadmap planning. Many people use Confluence for roadmaps, and now it's going to be built in. You're going to be able to actually build a very simple and beautiful roadmap all in Confluence. And the roadmap doesn't have to be only for product. Actually, one of the biggest users of roadmap, which is in beta at Atlassian, is the marketing department when they create marketing campaigns, right? So any project that has a timeline actually can use this capability. It's very easy to create it. It's all drag and drop. And you can link each of these bars to existing Confluence or Jira pages. So you can click on it and go back there directly and get more information about this specific project. You can also create a page directly from here if it doesn't exist already, right? So again, those small steps that make it much faster for you to do things and give you more time to create. Now remember that many people use Confluence for collaboration. And the best way to collaborate that we've seen is when someone writes a page, they create a page, and then there are a lot of comments at the bottom. The problem with that is that when you go and read that comment, you have to figure out which part of the page are they referring to. Or as you're writing the comment, you have to copy and paste that area, that text that you're referring to, bring it in the comment, or say, hey, you know that paragraph or that sentence, that's what I'm talking about, that is my comment about, okay? Which is okay, but it takes time. And so we're introducing inline comments where you're going to be able to highlight the text that you are commenting about and insert a comment related to that particular text. Can you see a little bit? Right? And these are the small things that actually make a big, big difference. Think about it. I don't have to write down, hey, I'm putting a comment about the first sentence in this paragraph. I'm just highlighting here. You can do it on any part of the page. You can also resolve the comments, so you can take them away if someone has fixed whatever needs to be fixed, right? So again, it's much faster for you to create a comment. You don't have to explain what you're talking about, you're highlighting it. It's much faster to read a comment and understand what that person meant because it's related to that word or that sentence or that paragraph. And all these comments, by the way, they support a thread, so you can continuously reply. It's its own thread on that comment. And they support all the rich text capabilities of Confluence, such as macros, such as at mention, such as links, all within the comment. Again, a way to save time. The other big thing that we're introducing is file collaboration. So many of us work with content that we create in Confluence, but the vast majority of users work with files, such as Word and PowerPoint and Keynote and Excel. And so we have the same problem. When you collaborate with that file, you have to put a generic comment and you have to refer to a certain area in that file. So we're building a brand new file viewer. When you click on a file, you will be able to support about 40 to 50 different file types that you'll be able to view in the browser in Confluence without needing the original program, the original application. And you will be able to click on a comment, place it anywhere on the page, right? For example, here, and again, create the same thread of comments on a page. This is especially useful when you work in PowerPoints presentations or in images, and you want to specifically point to an area that is very difficult to explain or will take a lot of time. So again, those are little things that make it much, much faster for you to get stuff done, right? So reducing all the time cost to do things so that you can do better things. Now, we talked about collaborating in context from where you work. Let's reduce even more time. We are going to introduce live editing, right? And so live editing is about, let's say, creating a page you can invite collaborators to this page. It's as simple as when you share a page. And we're going to have real-time presence. so that when people come on the same page, you'll see when they're coming in with their avatars and their initials, and everyone is going to be able to collaborate on this page in real time, live. In this case, they're all collaborating in filling out this status update for this project. And again, with live editing, you will also be able to use all the rich editing functionality, such as add mentions, such as links, and such as macros. Now, who is familiar with this capability in Google Docs? Good, I'll explain it. So Google Docs has this capability. Why is this better? It's because in Google Docs, it's always live. So if you're publishing something for other people to read, let's say human resource policy or some instructions for IT, in Google Docs, when you do live editing, everyone that reads that document will see the live editing happening, and that's not good. It will be like people coming here and fix the room and working on it while we're using it. Instead, with Confluence, you're only able to do this in editing mode. So the people that are actually viewing the content, the readers, don't see the editing happening in real time. It happens behind the scenes. And they only see the results when you click Save. Okay, so that's going to be a great capability, and it's going to come later in 2015. So let's talk about, again, the sequence. Data Center is available today. So if you want to have your instance of Confluence be much faster, you know who you talk to back there. These collaborative features are going to be released on the cloud version in December, and on the behind the firewall version in January, February. And live editing, it's at the end of 2015. So, to summarize everything, with Hipchat now is much, much faster to connect teams and communicate in real time with new clients for Mac and iOS. Android, by the way, is coming very, very soon in the next few weeks. We already have an Android client, but it's going to be redesigned and as fast as iOS as well. And for Confluence, we're rolling out all these new collaborative features that really talk to the people that use Confluence to collaborate, not just to publish content. So now Confluence becomes more and more powerful for all teams in your organization, not just IT or software teams, but for every single team in the organization. And we're giving you more ways to deploy it. Again, with Confluence and Data Center, now you can have clustered deployments for faster performance. And for Hipchat, for many companies that need to have the service in their network, we have server available. And we're doing all of this to give you and your teams more and more time to create things instead of wasting time using software. Arigato. I'll be very happy to answer questions now.
ありがとうございます、ベルナードさん。では、Q&A にしたいと思うんですけれども、誰かご質問がある方いらっしゃいますでしょうか。
皆さん、質問した人にはこれなく T シャツが積むようにもらえるんで、ちょっと手を挙げて 今回 T シャツとシャーペンとあと何
なんだかいろいろ
まあいろいろありますね。ちゃんとのはい。
いろいろちょっと。
ですと。
Don't you have any plan to make your Windows client Hipchat? Because I use Windows and Mac environment clients, but on Windows client I can click the URL.
Did everyone hear the question?
No.
Do you want to repeat it?
Go back. You can repeat it.
In English?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're being like.
Oh, he will translate. Do we have plans to launch a new Windows client? And he was very polite, and he said, because I cannot click a link on the Windows client when I use Hipchat. The truth is, the Windows client for Hipchat sucks. It's fucking bad. Okay? So thank you for being polite. Yes, we actually are going to, we're going to dramatically improve the Windows client. We are already putting the team in, last week, we started putting the team in place that actually works on Windows client. So it will also be improved and will suck much less.
Then I can get you both. So
When?
can I click URL?
Oh.
Next year.
Yeah, when is the new Windows client? I don't know yet.
That's not the answer.
As soon as we can, we just put the team in place, and hopefully in maybe 2 months, plus or minus 6 months.
Minus 6 months.
Plus or minus 6 months. It's already there. Question?
T シャツ、大きさ。
T-shirt.
T-shirt. Throw it. Throw it. Throw it.
じゃあ、もしあれだったら交換しますので。
I love the Japanese politeness. In America or Australia, would have thrown the T-shirt.
青で。市長さんが訳してくれて。
ありがとうございました。現在、会社でコンフルエンスにデータをこれまで使っていたプロジェクト管理ツールから移行しているんですけど、データの移行がすごく大変で、他の会社さんとかのどのようにこれまで使っていたプロジェクトツールから移管しているのか、ノウハウがあれば教えていただきたいと思います。
They're using another tool now, going through the migration process and bringing everything into the What's your recommendation of how they should do it? How do other companies do it? The answer is an expert.
Very carefully. No, so the best way to do it is to use a Atlassian expert, which is a partner, because they have seen many of these migrations, and they've done it for many customers. And so we, Atlassian, might know of 1 or 2 ways of having done the migration, but the experts, the Atlassian partners, know more than we do.
There are 4 here tonight.
Sorry?
There are 4 of them here tonight.
And there are 4 experts here tonight. I will not tell you who they are. You'll have to find them. Okay. Experts, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay. Go on. Next question.
Hello, I have a question about using pull request. So when using it, it does not support like a multi-language. Like in Japan, we use Lotto, we use GP. So when review something is, I need to go to see the source code and then confirm what's the diff part. So I want to ask if you have planned to support more languages for the pull request diff part.
I have no idea.
The question?
No, because I have been in this role only for 4 or 5 months, and I'm still learning everything. So I do not know the answer of that, but we will get back to you. I will ask the team back in California with an answer.
Okay, great.
Okay? Sorry, cannot answer your question right now.
Okay, thank you.
So,
You're welcome.
そこに立ってる姿に名刺を出していただければ答えますんで。
じゃあ、
そうですね、時間ないんで、ちょっとピザとかビール食べながら、その間にベルナードと話してもらって。
I heard that the word beer and Bernardo in the same sentence.
ありがとうございました。ピザとビールがジュースが届いてますので、今からどうしましょう。お配りしましょう。
あと時間的に次の何時から？
配りながら進めます。
はい。いいですか？
8時45分には全部終わって、
あ、そうなんだ。
片付けなきゃいけないんで。
あ、じゃあバナナはプロポンでいいかな。そしたら
はい。
次入った方がいいかも。
そうしましょう。
はい、すみません。じゃあ、
じゃあ、Thank you, Bernardo さん。
Thank you.
Thank you.